YeahThisMilk starring
Preacher Man. There's nothing in life I feel more than those flashing blue lights. It doesn't matter if it's in the morning, noon, or night. When I see them, my entire body gets uptight. My spirit becomes contrite. My nerves take flight. Eyes are filled with fright. Emotions of terror ignite. Fingernails I bite. Scriptures I recite. Praying with all of my might. Reminding myself to stay calm and to keep both my hands in sight. This injustice is becoming much harder to fight. But I refuse to let it break my spirit because my future is too bright. And with the grace of God, I keep soaring to new heights. My history has taught me to take a stand against injustice. But if I do, I could die tonight. Therefore, I comply with both hands in the air, even though it's not right.
Dang. That's what we go through.
That's what we go through, man.
On an everyday basis, damn it.
Everyday basis, dude.
On an everyday basis, man.
That's real, about as real as it can get when a black man is seeing the flashing blue light. They don't care if it's in the morning, noon, or night, like the poem says.
Let me ask you, see, most of the time I ask people different questions, but I'm going to ask you something off that poem. I never done this before this way. What do you think it takes for us to stop us going through that?
To be honest, the long answer is...
No, you as long as you need. I don't care.
The truth is, and what I firmly believe is, like Marcus Garvey said, we got to go back to Africa. America is not meant for us. It was not built for us spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Our spirits remain in Africa. Our physical bodies were enslaved here and brought here. But our spirit and the essence of who we are as a people is still in Africa. We got to connect back to that. And so I'm part of an organization called ULU, Us Lifting Us. And we're an economic co-op and helping put our money together economically to help build black business and what have you. But as long as we're in America, one of the things we got to do is build economics. The economic process will get things done at a much more rapid pace. Now, we had a prime example of how economics work with the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. You had black folks who decided if we can't sit on the bus in the front or anywhere we choose and we pay the same money, we rather walk. You had black people who were walking miles and miles to work. They were carpooling, whatever they had to do. Now, for 15, 20 years, you couldn't sit at the front of the bus. They did that boycott in 13 months. They were sitting at the front of the bus. It took a year. Why? Economics. When those white bus owners, when their lifestyle started to change, they couldn't send their kids to private schools no more. It was getting hard to pay their mortgage. You see, they started to shrink. I don't care where these Negroes sit, just let them get back on the bus. It's about economics. That's the only thing America understands is economics. As much as America is racist, it's really about economics. And the people who have the most economics, that top 2%, they don't care about nobody but the top 2%.
Right.
So if you're not in that class, even if you white, you a pawn. So anybody that's not in 2% is a pawn to them. So it's about economics. If we want rapid change, we've been voting for 60 years.
And marching.
And marching. Okay? But see, your vote does not have any power. There's a difference between your vote counting and your vote having power. They got us convinced that our vote is counting, but it doesn't have any power. Your vote has power when you can economically say, hey, Milk, you've been working in this community for 25 years. I got 15 African-American businessmen. We each going to pitch in $1 million, and we want you to run for Senate. Now we got somebody who lives in our community, who's been working in our community for 20 years. Now we got a vote that counts and has power. We keep voting democratically, and they keep paroling out a white candidate. 99% of the people you're still voting for and putting your hopes in is still white. When is it going to transition to us voting for us? People who live in our community. They still got you believing a black person can't win. So we got to keep parading somebody white out who we don't know, who's never been in our community, only comes around when it's time to vote, and if he loses, he's gone.
You don't see him no more.
You don't see him no more.
Him or her.
Him or her.
Mm-hmm.
We have these. I'm going to have respect for our elders. As far as, y'all know who I'm talking about, as far as the elders in the civil rights movement in the community who have been bought off and paid for.
Elders, right?
Elders.
Right. Elders is the ones you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to do, and that's how you become an elder.
Yeah.
But they're elders by age, but not by what they're doing, what they're supposed to be doing.
They're elders by age, and they don't want any new leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because they are basically bought.
Handpicked.
They handpicked,
mm-hmm.
and there's always something in it for them in their organizations. If you go to any of their award ceremonies, like the Rainbow Push, most of the people who are getting awards are white CEOs. In a lot of cases. Same thing with Action Network. A lot of times they give a lot of awards and notoriety to whites. And so it's time for us to pool the money together economically. If you look at how much money we spend on jewelry, cars, weed, and nails, and Jordans, how you living in the projects, mm-hmm. on welfare, and your 2-year-old got on $85 Jordans. Something is wrong with that picture. Walk into your project apartment, you got flat screen TVs in every room. But you living in the project still trying to have this so-called status. You get out the project by becoming better economically, by saving and manage your money.
Mm-hmm. By educating yourself. Too.
By educating yourself.
And I'm not necessarily talking about college. I'm just talking about...
No, but educating yourself economically.
Mm-hmm.
That $85 you spending on them joints for your 2-year-old who has no idea what he has on in the first place, that's for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when that child goes out in the public, people see him with $2 Jordans, oh, they got it going on. But you going back home to the projects.
Probably with no food.
Probably no food. Lights about to be cut off.
Mm-hmm. But
your child has on $85 Jordans.
I call it insecurity mask. That's what they are. Insecurity mask.
It's definitely a form of insecurity. Don't get me wrong, everybody wants to feel appreciated and valued. Mm-hmm. But the value is not in your clothes. The value is in your choices, in your mind, in your behavior, in your attitude.
Well, let me ask you this. What you talking about, I've been having a lot of conversations about that. What happened that made us buy into the bullshit? Because you have to buy into the bullshit. You understand? Like, somebody had to manipulate you for you to buy into the bullshit that if you buy these tennis, you special now. What? Mm-hmm. How did they run that trick on us?
Well, they ran that trick because,
from your perspective.
From my
I know what I think, but I want to see what you think.
Integration hurt us. It wasn't about integrating. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go to your white school to get a better education. I want to give my school the same funding economically. I always go back to economics. Okay? We want the same school building that your white children have. We want the same up-to-date books that your white kids have.
Or better.
Most definitely. We want the same thing. So it wasn't about integrating. See, integrating really killed our togetherness. Because what they realized is, see, there was a time if you was poor black or you was an uppity black, a wealthy black, or a fluent black, you got treated the same way. Mm-hmm. That affluent black got treated even worse because he was considered an uppity Negro. Okay, so let's start letting some of these uppity Negroes in. Let's roll the red carpet out for them. This is how we're going to separate them.
Make them feel like they're better than them.
Make them feel like they're better. Goes back to the house nigga and the slave, the field nigga and the slave. Mm-hmm. In the house, the slave that worked in the house. See, they keep remodeling the same concept. They keep updating it. See, to the times. They keep updating it. But we had more entrepreneurs in the 20s. Black Wall Street, Rosewood. See, it took away integration, took away their entrepreneurial spirit. It took away the unity. See, the one thing they hated about us more than anything else, you realize they enslaved us, they auctioned us off, they chopped off limbs, hung us by trees. They still couldn't break our spirit. That's what kills them now. They can't break our spirit. The average human being who is not us would be broken by now.
I agree.
Would be broken by now. They still, no matter what they've done, slavery is about as worst as you can do, and here we are still. And we don't understand how powerful we are spiritually. And we'll never understand it in this country. It wasn't built for us. It was built by us, but it wasn't built for us, especially spiritually. But if we are here, the way that we get our peace is through economics. Everything is surrounded by economics. It's about economics. We have to build our economic base. We have to get back the black banks. You have so many of these entertainers and athletes now who making $15 and $20 million a year, and I'm not saying all the responsibility goes on them.
It do. It go on all of us. If you black, the responsibility on every black person.
But what I'm saying
That's how I see it.
Yeah, it's on every black person. But what I'm saying is everybody has to play their part, and they're not playing their part.
I agree.
Because most of their money is going in. You walking the red carpet and all designer clothes from some gay white dude who don't give a damn about your community. Your closet is filled with clothes by white European gay guys. Okay.
Can I say something? It's funny you say that. It's one of the things that I've noticed about, when I was younger, I remember Carcanage, Fubu, Rockaware, Sean John, all that shit gone now.
All of that's gone.
All the black labels, clothing lines,
who bought them out?
White people?
Yes.
Oh, let me say something. We can't say white people now. We got to say the system. That's a new thing they say now. The system instead of white people.
Well, that's white people.
I know.
It's always going to be white people. I don't care about no system. You know what I'm saying? You call it the system if you want to.
Right.
See, why should we be politically correct with them when they never politically correct with us?
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to call it what it is.
Most definitely.
I'm going to call it what it is every single time. We talk about racist white people.
Mm-hmm.
And we really need to change how we refer to them. Let me change that, because when you say a racist white person or a prejudiced white person, to me that's being politically correct. Because what you're really talking about is evil and wicked.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't saying all white people.
I understand.
When you enslave another human being,
that's evil.
And you lynch another human being, and you dismember another human being, that ain't racism and prejudice. That's evil and wickedness.
I agree. 100%.
That's an evil and wicked human being.
I agree.
So when you say they racist and they prejudice, that's being politically correct.
It is.
We are talking about race. We're talking about evil and wicked human beings. This country, think about America. Everything America so-called has, they have killed, slaved, murdered, and raped to get it.
Mm-hmm.
The Native Americans were already here.
Mm-hmm.
Did the same thing, killed them all, enslaved them. Came to Africa, enslaved us. And our history did not start with slavery.
Most definitely.
Okay? And they did not start with slavery. So let's just end that. We were captured and enslaved. Mm-hmm. But that's not our history. But everything America has is killed, murdered, raped to get. It has not earned anything. So you thinking that you superior is based off of what?
Evilness.
Evilness and wickedness.
Most definitely.
See, we love sports because if it's basketball, everybody got the same starting five and 12 on the team. Same amount of timeouts. Same amount of, players, coaches. Same thing with football. Everybody got the 4 downs. Everybody has to get 10 yards. It's played in equality. That's why we love it. Mm-hmm. Because it's an equal playing field. If I'm coaching the football team, and my headset goes out, the other team has to turn off their headset. Because now it'd be unfair for them to still have their headset and electronics working, and my sideline does not. So that's why when the game is over, everybody can give everybody respect and deuces because you beat me fairly. You see, they ain't never been fair with us. So your superiority is based off you enslaving us. It ain't based off fair game because we've proven you give us the same access, resources, economic, and education, we'll go with the best of the best, if not excel beyond.
I agree.
We've proven that over and over again.
I agree.
We've proven that over and over again.
I agree. On one of my intros, I say we better than them. When I do my features, I break down how we better than them in the beginning of my features, because a lot of times people don't even. We have been tricked and manipulated to believe that we're not as great as we are. And we think we're great with clothes. Like you said, clothes, fashion. We can outsmoke each other. Silly, stupid, silly shit. Right? Or we can you know what? The better way to put it? Out ignorance each other. Right? But when we get to the core of it, we better than probably damn near everything on this planet. And that's if we treat it fair. Right?
They know this.
Yeah, I know.
That's why they treat us.
And that's why they go so hard, yeah.
And that's why they come at us so hard.
Right,
because, see, they know who we are more than we know. And I'm not going to get into everything, but because some of it just, some people mind, even black people might not even ready for what I would say, but I'm not going to say.
Say it. That's what we're here for.
No.
Open their minds up, man.
They ain't ready for that.
Give a sample, man. I mean,
Well, the truth of the matter is, real simply, there is no one else but us.
I agree.
Everybody comes from us.
I understand.
I'm going to leave it right there.
I understand.
They know that.
Yeah, I know they know. I know.
I know that. But I ain't going to get into the trail.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'll leave it right there.
That's real. That's real. How in the hell we start off in 17 minutes this deep? That's what I'm talking about. I love conversations like this. These are conversations I like because a lot of times that's one of the things that I would tell anybody to challenge your circle, challenge your friends. Like, stop talking about superficial, just hip hop, clothes, how many women you slept with, what we smoking a day, what we eating a day, what club we going to. Challenge your friends to do something different besides silly shit. These are conversations that we need to have. Because a lot of times it don't get lost in translation. It don't even get spoke about no more. I was raised on conversations like this.
But the thing about it is, don't even put no time and energy into those particular friends.
I agree. Or you do. You can, but you got to lead the conversation.
But if, say, I'll take myself for instance. When I decided to get on this poetry journey, I already knew the friends I had to eliminate. I didn't want any dead weight on this journey. Most definitely. I didn't come to them and say, I'm going to eliminate you. I won't be friends with you anymore. I just stopped coming around. I just stopped calling. Little subtle things. Right. And you eventually start separating and going your own ways with certain people because everybody can't go on your journey.
I agree.
Okay, and everybody is not in the same space. You have to accept people for who they are. Some people don't want to grow. And you can't make somebody grow who does not want to grow. So you can't pour all of your emotions and your time and energy into somebody who's not pouring anything back into you. And so at a certain point, you have to sit down. See, most people never really truly sit down and make a conscious decision on how they're going to live their life. They just get up every day, go to work, clock in, clock out, stop by the drugstore, pick up your prescription, stop by and get your gas. But do you sit down? I have sat down consciously and decided how I was going to live every aspect of my life, how I was going to prove as a man, a father, a husband, and a poet. I've decided the type of people I want in my life and the type of people I don't want in my life. I've decided certain conversations I'm no longer going to have. And so I became so focused on me and being me and bettering me. And a lot of people not in that space. And so my job is not to try to convince you to come along with me. Okay? My job is to go on my journey. And as I go on my journey, oh, I like this. Let me put this on this path with me. I like some of this. Let me put this on this path with me. Then all of a sudden, those people you left behind, next time they see you, like, wow, Patrick, what's going on with you, man? You look different. You sound different. Your spirit is different. I just been doing me. And so you have to eliminate a lot of people, including family members. And the majority of the people in the world, I don't care if you're black, white, Latino, Asian, when you sit down and think about the people who betrayed you the most, hurt you the most, 80% of the time somebody in your family. Mm-hmm. If your mama is not bringing you peace of mind, get your mama out your life. Because she your mama does not give her the right to violate you in any type of way. She does not have free reign because she's your mama. He does not have free reign because he's your daddy. If they're constantly causing drama in your life between you and your wife or your kids, whatever the case may be, there's nothing wrong. I can't change you, but I can change my relationship with you. And that's what we got to learn how to do. Don't worry about trying to change anybody. Accept them for who they are. My mother or my brother, they're never going to change. He's been that way for 40 years. And most family members have helped to enable him or her to be that way. And so you be fighting him and everybody in the family. Because they enable it. Why you tripping now? Look, your brother always been that way. Why not you being so hard on him? And so your job is, I can't change you, but I can change my relationship with you.
What's that?
Because this relationship is not bringing me peace. And that should be your main focus is having peace in your life. When it comes down to me for making any type of decision, I don't go to my wife. I don't go to a friend. The only thing I ask myself is, which decision is going to make me the happiest? That's it. I don't have to confer with anybody about my happiness.
How did you the stuff you're saying, like most people don't even have that thought process of making sure that you just basically you eliminate things out of your life to keep you focused. How did you come up with that thought process, and why didn't you cut off some of your friends that you should have been cut off? Why do we hang on to people that's in our life that we should have been cut off? Like, can you explain those things from your thought process?
Well, I was real observant as a kid. Mm-hmm. And I would watch how family members would hurt other family members. And I always wonder why nobody's mad at the person who inflicted the pain. They almost make you feel like a victim. Just take, for instance, when you have a family member who's molested a young girl in the family, the uncle. Mm-hmm. Everybody makes the young girl who's the victim feel like a victim all over again. She's getting raped over and over and over. He raped her, and every family member is raping her again because they want her to be silent. But yet, she still sees him at Thanksgiving and at Christmas. And other family members know that he's molested her. And nobody stood up for her, not even her mama. Because that's her brother. Okay, so when you see that kind of stuff growing up, you realize that family truly is dysfunctional. And you have to decide, am I going to participate
in the dysfunction
or not? And I decided at an early age, I was not going to participate in that. I decided at an early age, even when I didn't know what any of that meant, if it didn't feel right in my spirit, I wasn't going to participate in it.
I feel that.
I understood that as 7, 8 years old. Right. Friends were doing stuff. I ain't doing that. It didn't feel right in my spirit. And I didn't want to do it. So why would I do it just to make these 3 guy friends of mine happy when it's not feeling right in my spirit? To me as a kid, that never made sense. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a problem with not being liked. 95% of the people do. When you care about people liking you, I'd rather for you respect me. I'd rather be well respected than well liked. A lot of people don't like me. Even more respect me.
And that's their problem.
That's their problem. I'd rather be respected. You're not going to like me because I've decided to live my life a certain way. And growing up, I was the type of person, these guys over here doing drugs, if we on common ground, we at a party, having a good time, I'm cool with everybody. But I know you the drug dealer in the neighborhood. I'm not coming to your house. I'm not getting in your car. But I'm not going to judge you either.
Right.
I'm just not going to participate in your life.
Mm-hmm. In a dysfunction.
And in your dysfunction, as far as how you, to me, you destroying the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you doing the same thing you accusing the white people of doing.
Unknowingly.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing the exact same thing.
Worse, because you're black.
Because you're black. And these are people that you know, that you grew up with. Okay, so I learned that at a very early age, and it stuck. Mm-hmm. It stuck with me. And that's why growing up, I didn't have any peer pressure. I'll be 52 in July. I don't even know what beer tastes like. I mean, the alcohol, the drugs, smoke, it was never part of me. It was never something I wanted to do or attempted to do. And by the time I got 13, 14 years old, my friends already knew you weren't going to convince Patrick to do anything. I didn't care if I wasn't popular. I didn't care if y'all didn't want to come over and play with me. I didn't care. But because I stood up for myself, I was one of the most popular people in the neighborhood.
Right.
My house, my grandmother's house stayed packed with people. Okay? But people understood at a very early age they were not going to influence me to do anything. And so I just stayed with that. And you have to just stand your ground at a very early age. When you stand your ground, stand your ground. People are not going to like you either way. Either way. And if you're one of those people who they see they can easily influence, they talking about you behind your back. Mm-hmm. And talking about how easily they can influence you. Because see, they very aware. And so you got to stand your ground and be comfortable in that. And not be worried about people not liking you. That's one of the biggest faults I've seen a lot of people worried about people liking them. And if you're one of those people who want to be a people pleaser, you're going to live a very unhappy life.
This is very, very fucking true.
You're going to live a very unhappy life if you want to be a people pleaser and you can't stand up for yourself. Mm-hmm. And you can't stand up for yourself and like, that's it. If you don't know how to cut people loose, if you don't know how to stop having a relationship with this person that's not healthy, mm-hmm. you're going to live a very unhappy life.
I agree. And the funny thing is, me and my brother-in-law, we were talking about this the people pleaser thing earlier, and I was telling him, like, if you have the right people, if you found your tribe, your village, if you found that, and you want to please them and they want to please you and it's reciprocal, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Mm-hmm. But if you got the wrong people in your circle and they're very manipulative, let's go back to the evil or wicked. Mm-hmm. They will, like you said, manipulate you to do the most hideous things, make you go against your own character just to do it. Just to do it, to see how far they can make you go and see when are you going to get enough courage to say enough is enough? Mm-hmm. You're going to stop making me look like a fool. Most definitely.
If you never build that courage to say that, they'll keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And the thing about you saying, when you find the right fit for you, you're not going to have, and you're pouring into this person, and the fit is right, you're not going to have to ask that person to pour back into you. They're going to do it automatically.
Most definitely. It's reciprocal, easily.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be something like when you call me to do this interview.
Yeah.
When you text me to do the interview. No matter what's going on, you was there for me when I needed wordplay. It wasn't nothing to think about.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
Right. And you know what's funny? Just what you just said just now? When I'm asking people to interview them, I'm asking people that I like your poetry or I love your poetry, right? 2, you got good energy, and 3, you're a thinker. Those are the type of people I want to interview. You could be the best poet in the world, but if I don't feel like your energy right, I don't want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
putting
definitely.
myself in a position where as though, like, it's one of the things I told my son. My son, he a visual artist, and I asked him. I said, can you email me something? And he was like, yeah, I email him. I'm like, listen, I want you to understand, with your work, with your art, this is the only thing you can tell me no on.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to tell me no with your art, you can tell me no. And I say that to say that I think if we teach our kids the things you were saying earlier at a younger age, they will really understand that they have ownership of their thought process.
Mm-hmm.
They have ownership of their choices.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need everybody in their circle. They don't need everybody. They don't have to be a people pleaser and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this, but to me, out of everything you said a lot of important stuff. But the most important thing that you said that I think that will help a lot of people is if you figure out a way to basically figure out the life you want to live and what steps you need to take to go towards that life. It's grown men older than me and you haven't figured it out. Grown women older than me and you haven't figured it out. And just really I call it the robot syndrome, whereas though they just go throughout life as a robot, bro. You
gotta retrain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta retrain yourself. And that's why I love being a poet, being a writer. Because one of the things you have to do is isolate yourself.